I got sad.
Come on. Come on.
Awesome. So huge congratulations to DJ Shannyn Hill, making history DJing the first ever WNBA Canada Game. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with Misasi Legal about this incredible accomplishment.
Of course.
So yeah, first off, congratulations. That's like a huge deal.
Thank
I'm
you.
so excited to hear about it from your perspective. To start with, I was just wondering if you could, give us a walkthrough of your day for the WNBA Canada Game. How did you, prepare and set up your day leading up to the event?
Okay, well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here and share my story with everyone, both our platforms. But the day of, ooh, I felt a lot of nerves. I felt a lot of excitement. It was just a mix of a lot of emotions. But as soon as I stepped into that space, I felt like a feeling of like readiness, like I was ready and I was there to do it. But preparing leading up to it, what a lot of people might not know is that the DJ job is really a job. It's really, you got to be focused, laser focused, because a lot of things are like scripted into a schedule, like certain songs or certain sounds to play just to play off whatever is happening throughout the game or during the game that they would like to highlight, or just any moments that they have in the stadium. So I had to prepare myself for that. Make sure that I had the right tracks and everything in place so that when I get in, I'm able to play it. But yeah, it was a phenomenal experience. Definitely something I would love to do again. Yeah, like I said, a mixture of emotions and just excitement. And I'm still off that high. I'm still feeling excited. I'm still feeling giddy. Like I'm still ready to go. Like, I'm still off that high from the game.
That's so awesome. That's so awesome to hear that you're still, feeling that vibe
Yeah.
after the fact. I'm just, yeah.
I'll mention too, sorry, that leading up to the game, I actually had the opportunity to meet up with Four Corners, who's the DJ for the Toronto Raptors. I visited him a couple of times at Scotiabank Arena, and he ran me through the process. So shout out to him for actually allowing me to shadow him the few times that I did, because he's really helpful in the way I was able to execute successfully in the game.
Awesome. Very, very cool. And then a little bit more about, your process for the game. I'm just curious, do you choose what you wear ahead of time? And I'm asking in terms of, is there something that you prefer to wear for comfortability when you're DJing, or is there something that you wear as part of your brand? And did you include that in, your fit for the game?
Yeah, so I guess I did include my comfortability for sure. I just came in orange, I guess cargos, orange cargos. I wanted to match the theme for the colors, and they actually provided me with a Nike WNBA jersey. So I had to wear Nikes on my feet as well because they're the official sponsor. And yeah, that was my fit.
Okay, very cool. I saw the jersey and I was going to say it looked sick. Like that was a sick jersey. It looked awesome in all the photos that I saw. And then I know you touched on this when you answered my first question, but in terms of the music that you played, you said that you had, there's certain songs that you have to play, but is there anything that you're able to, throw in yourself? And how do you make a decision on, what songs you put in that list in combination with the music and the sounds they provide you with?
Yeah, so there's actually a lot of times throughout that I do have the choice of what I want to play. It's just whether it's an instrumental or an actual track. So a lot of times I can play what I would like, but it's always something that's super high energy just to get the crowd going. Because during timeouts and everything, they do have crowd shots, so everyone's going crazy on the jumbotron. Everyone's, having a good time. Everyone's celebrating. So definitely a lot of high energy tracks. In the very beginning, though, when people were coming in, I was playing high energy, a lot of recognizable pop songs. And as soon as the players hit the court, a lot of them love hearing hip hop and trap when they're warming up just to get themselves in the zone. So I made sure I played a couple of tracks for them, and yeah, just high energy throughout the game just to keep everyone excited.
Yeah, I was going to say I heard a few Toronto artists in there as well, and that was really
Yeah.
awesome to hear. Like just the city on city on city supporting the city was really cool. So it was I enjoyed all of the sounds at the game, and I really appreciated hearing all of those Toronto artists in there as well. This is a little bit more about you, I guess. But are you a fan of basketball? Like, do you watch basketball? What's your basketball journey sort of like?
I've been a Raptors fan since '97. One of my favorite players growing up, once I was able to actually understand what was happening, was Vince Carter. Because he was on the team and he was the star player when I was watching and growing up, and then Chris Bosh. And basketball is something that is very important to me, myself, and my family, because we would always tune in whenever a game was on, especially if it was on the weekends. We'd order some pizza, tune in, watch the Raptors play. It was great when they won.
Yeah,
All
that
the
was
time.
huge.
Yeah, I love basketball. I do love watching it. I tried playing it once. I wasn't good at all, so I just stuck to watching it and supporting other players and supporting our team.
Yeah, I'm also a huge fan of basketball,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't currently play. I did tell somebody that I was going to dunk by 2025 once, but I'm five
Did
foot
you do it?
four. I'm 5'4". I don't know yet. We still have time though. We still have time because it's
It's possible.
2023.
It's
Yeah, well,
possible.
yeah, I probably will stick to letting the professionals play. But yeah, so you said you were a fan. Your family's a fan. It sounds like it's you have a lot of experiences around basketball, just in terms of your personal life with your family. So what did it mean to you as a fan, but also as a
Mm-hmm.
participant in the WNBA Canada Game?
Yeah, so I'll start off from when I first found out that WNBA was a thing. I remember I was really young and I thought it was so cool seeing girls playing basketball, because I was so used to just seeing men. And then one time on my screen, I seen ponytails and I seen hair, and I was like, wow, those are women. Like, women actually can play this sport too. So it was really inspiring to see, and that's what made me want to start playing it. Like I said, I wasn't that good, but it was a very big deal that it was brought into the city here, just because we're so used to seeing men play sports, and having our men's team on the forefront. It was very inclusive. It was very, I felt the energy and the vibrations were just so good in the room. It was amazing to see, women just step out in their power, and do what they love doing best, and just see the city support women. And it was a real, like, eye opener, I guess, not even for just me, but I'm sure for a lot of people, to realize that, yeah, like, if we did have a team here, like, Toronto's behind it. The whole country's behind it. The whole country supports the game. The whole country supports the community. The whole country will support the women and the team. So if we do get a team, fingers crossed, hopefully, I know the whole country and everyone will be supportive. It was great to be a part of that moment of history, for sure.
Yeah, honestly, like you said, just even just driving up to the arena or walking up to the arena and seeing the lineup and who was in that lineup.
Mm-hmm.
And there was so many young girls, and teams of young girls, and mothers and daughters and fathers and daughters, and it was just so, as somebody who watches a lot of sports, that's not always what we see in the
Yeah.
people watching and engaging with it, and also those young women being able to actually see what they want to do in real life, and I think that's, for a lot of people, if you can see it, you can believe it. And that just feeling that energy here was so powerful. So
Yeah, I
I
know, hearing
totally
a
echo
lot
that.
of people were super inspired. A lot of women were super inspired just to see, people, women on the court and doing what they love. So it was a great experience.
Yeah. So in terms of, we're speaking about them bringing it to the city, I was wondering what your perspective is on what this means for the city of Toronto. Like, do you think, I know that we all speak about wanting a WNBA team, but,
Mhm.
I guess my question is, what do you think Toronto showed everybody based on all of the coverage and all of the footage of the game, and even just the response we had to it being held here?
Yeah. Toronto already loves basketball, so being able to have another team to support, I think, would be huge for the city. I honestly think everyone would love it. I mean, the stadium sold out. Everyone was tuned into their TVs. Everyone was tuned in wherever they were, on socials, everywhere. So I feel like this would be huge for the city, and the city will support it. And on top of that, like, it's the only the Raptors are actually the only team that we have in Canada NBA right now. So it not even just Toronto, would be the entire country, and we all love basketball. So I feel like it massive support.
Yeah, totally. And there's so many, big names, Canadian names in the WNBA that, people who love basketball in Canada are already following through the national team. So, there are people here who are already supporting it. We would love to have a team to cheer for, because we all cheer for, those individuals or the teams that we love watching anyways. And then, back to, your experience at the game, I was just curious if there was any moment or any event or any conversation that, stood out to you, and why, that might have stood out to you.
I feel like there were two moments. One moment, or actually there was quite a few. But I'll highlight three moments. The first moment that really stood out was when I walked into the stadium, realizing that this is actually happening. Not only the fact that the WNBA is playing here, but the fact that I'm actually going to be the first DJ and just making history and being a part of history or her story. That feeling was just a feeling of like extreme euphoria, extreme peace. Also felt a bit nervous. Another moment that I want to highlight is when I was in the booth with Four Corners, and he was basically just giving me my flowers, which was honestly surreal for me, because he's someone that I've looked up to for years in terms of DJing, and just being able to be in that position to have someone that's an amazing mentor, someone that I look up to, give me my flowers. It was very overwhelming, and in a very positive way too. And after the game, I was speaking to Tammy, who is a WNBA player as well, who resides in the city. She's with the 905 now. Amazing soul, amazing woman. Just speaking with her and just seeing the smile on her face, the glow on her face, and the fact that the WNBA was in the city, a sport that she loves, and giving me my flowers as well, was a phenomenal experience and a phenomenal moment.
Wow, that sounds like so many moments within a day, that the day must have felt like so much. That just sounds like so many really inspiring moments, and it really sounds like, you took the time to be present and aware of what you were doing, which can be difficult, but that's really impressive that, you walked in there feeling that euphoria, but you also were like, that's really cool. And I really appreciate that perspective.
I had to balance it. And it was a lot at first, but once I was in the booth, I was like, all right, let's do this.
Awesome. Game on. And so it was at Scotiabank Arena, which we spoke about. And I believe this was your first experience DJing in a stadium.
Yes.
What was it like DJing in a stadium? And, how is that different than other DJing experiences you've had?
It was extremely different, in the sense that there was no dance floor, but I am someone that picks up and reads energy very well and reads the crowd very well. So the more people, I feel like the better I am to be able to give them what they want to hear. And because there was nearly 20,000 people in that room, it's like I just felt all the energy that they wanted to hear, what they wanted to feel, what they wanted to be experiencing. And I was able to give all of those people that, and give all those people a great experience, and include that in the game. And I feel like that it's overwhelming. I'm getting a bit emotional, but it's just, I was able to make all those people feel good and make all those people happy, which is something I've never experienced before. And I always say, like, if I can touch one person and make one person smile, I love that. But the fact that there was like nearly 20,000, that was extremely surreal. It's beautiful.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. Yeah, so that was just wow. That's really beautiful. That was really beautiful, and we felt it. We felt it. I was, I was with a group of 5 other women, and we totally felt that. So thank you for that experience. Thank you for making it, really making it really what it was. And then, just ending off here, do you have any piece of advice for DJs, aspiring to play in a stadium or aspiring to play at a major league sporting event?
Advice is, I would say for me going into it, I didn't necessarily realize how much work it was going to be. I would say be prepared, not only with your music, but mentally. Be prepared mentally, because it's a lot of focus. It's a lot of being on time and working with the schedule to make sure everything's going smoothly. But I would just say just be prepared mentally and just enjoy it. Be present and enjoy it. Enjoy the experience, because you're really impacting a lot of people's lives with music, and a lot of people. I know a lot of other DJs agree with me in terms of DJing. They love being able to impact people's lives and just take in that there's a lot of people in there. Just enjoy the moment, and just you get to do what you love and have fun with it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. So before we go, I just wanted to ask, where can we find you next? Like, where are you playing? What are your social media handles? How can people come out and see your next DJing event, or if Soulflower Fest, the next volume of that? Where can we find you?
Definitely keep up with me on Instagram. I'm always posting where I'm at on Instagram. It's at Shannyn.Hill. It's SHANNYN.Hill. And yeah, keep up with me there. And all my updates and my next events will be there.
Awesome. We'll definitely do that. Thank you so much again for taking the time to do this. Congratulations. And I look forward to, seeing what you're up to next.
Thank you.